What a night last night was here inside T-Mobile Park, and what lies ahead for the Mariners. A win tonight, and they win their first American League West title since 2001. It's the middle game of 3. It's the Mariners and the Colorado Rockies. Great to have you with us as always for Mariners baseball on Root Sports. Aaron Goldsmith alongside Ryan Rowland-Smith. Hyphen, what a scene it was last night. The Mariners officially punched their ticket to the postseason.
That was so epic. And you thought with this game too, with the Rockies, could it be a situation where they blow them out? But it wasn't the case. It took them a little bit, but just dramatic fashion. 8th inning, Josh Naylor, 2-out double. All of a sudden we're celebrating. They get a chance to do it all over again tonight. They get that American League West.
Yeah, it could be a messy locker room for the second straight night. For more on last night's, when we take you down to the Ford Sports Desk, we say good evening to Angie.
Guys, thanks so much. I'm a little bit nervous about tonight. It has nothing to do with the opponent or the matchups. It has to do with the fact that the Mariners, after last night's celebration, said that was a light celebration. Now, the amount of champagne that was sucked up out of the carpet would say otherwise, but we're in for a big party if that is the case. But the one thing that jumps out at me from last night, in addition to the fact that I was dodging corks all night, is the fact that even in the middle of that celebration of the here and the now of last night, that everybody was really focused on the fact that there was more work to be done. And I imagine that that group is going to be back at it today and ready for the grind. We've got lots to coming up here on Root Sports. It was a lot of fun watching Josh Naylor win last night's game and to see how fired up he was out on second base. He knows exactly what he did last night. His double clears the bases. We're back after this first pitch between the Mariners and the Rockies next here on Root Sports.
Tying run at second. To the gap. Left center field. It touches down. Base hit. Raleigh scores. JP's waving home. Julio to the plate. Josh Naylor. What a knock. What a moment. The Mariners have cashed it in the 8th inning. Pretty popular guy in Seattle right now, Josh Naylor. Helped punch the Mariners' postseason ticket last night. A gorgeous night for some baseball that feels a lot like October already. Mariners and the Rockies get it set for the second of 3. Our Western Washington Toyota dealers pitching matchup. Young Tanner Gordon going for the Rockies. Meanwhile, Hyphen, for the Mariners, it is Luis Castillo. The Rock is getting set to hopefully pitch the Mariners to a division championship tonight.
Well, Goldie, we talked about that last outing for him. Is just find that rhythm and find it early. That's one thing he's been trying to get through. Is that first time through the lineup, and he looked really good against Kansas City. He found that rhythm. I think for tonight is ride the energy from last night, celebrating, clinching that spot. And you talked about that postseason version of Luis Castillo, how good that can be. I think he can ride that energy, get that American League West division.
He has pitched so well as of late. He has pitched so well all year at home. Mariners baseball on Root Sports is brought to you by PIMCO Mutual Insurance. PIMCO empowers you with prevention tips that help you worry less and live more. PIMCO, for the love of prevention. And by T-Mobile, with America's largest 5G network, T-Mobile is your ticket to the game. Pretty simple. The Mariners win tonight, and they win their first division title since 2001. The Mariners and the Rockies. First pitch coming up next.
We talked about it in spring training. It's a journey up the mountain. We're now one of those teams that earns the privilege to finish the course all the way to the top, boys. And it starts tomorrow. Let's go!
A look at last night's 50% celebration.
Yeah. I was thinking, I'm like, hold on, 50%? All right. What's 100 going to look like? That was a blast. I had a chance to get down there and be amongst it. And then this is a special moment for this entire group, organization, out on the field getting that photo.
Well, I think it speaks to how connected this unit is. In this picture you are seeing everyone from clubhouse managers to those who coach, to those who are in the front office, to, of course, the players themselves. And what lies ahead of the Mariners here tonight? If they win this game tonight against the Rockies, they win the American League West. The Mariners' magic number is down to 1. Big game calls for a guy who's pitched in a couple of big games over the course of his postseason career. It is Luis Castillo. The Rock is up on the mound, his 32nd start of the season.
And really good here at T-Mobile Park. 2.71 ERA for Luis Castillo. And again, I guarantee you're going to be riding some of that energy from last night, that celebration. And you look at what he's coming with last time out against the Kansas City Royals on the road. A lot of changeups, a lot of sliders. We used to see a lot of the four seam and the sinker, but he went a little bit more to the slider changeup combination. So we'll see how he goes against this right-handed heavy lineup from the Colorado Rockies.
Yeah, not many lefties in there. One of the few is at the top of the order, Mickey Moniak, who's having a good year. 24 home runs on the season. Hunter Goodman, we talked about him last night, the young catcher for the Rockies with 30 home runs. Yanquiel Fernandez in right field. He's the only other lefty bat, so a very right-hand heavy lineup for Colorado once again tonight. Mariners winning last night in thrilling fashion. It was back in 2022. The Mariners went out. They made the biggest splash at the deadline. They acquired Luis Castillo from the Cincinnati Reds. His first pitch misses inside for ball one. It was Castillo who became the Mariners ace and game one starter that year in the postseason. And with that in mind, maybe fitting in some ways that it is Luis Castillo himself who is up on the mound tonight here in Seattle with a chance to pitch the Mariners to a division championship. Here's 1-1 to Moniak. Probably not too many cases for that changeup tonight, but there's one of them.
Yeah, he threw that a lot last time out. More lefties in that lineup against Kansas City. Out on the road, going 6 innings.
Still a ball and 2 strikes. Three straight quality starts for Luis Castillo. He's given up just 2 earned runs in that stretch.
We saw this from Moniak last night. He was a tough at bat, trying to get him to chase below the strike zone and just covering that lower half of the plate. You saw Luis Castillo, that pitch prior to it, try and beat him upstairs. Let's see if he goes back up there.
Devastating slider. Moniak strikes out. Back foot breaking ball. Nice start for Castillo.
And if you're going to go below the strike zone, he is even a dead pull hitter with 2 strikes. That's where you got to land it. Right there, down and in. Bryce Miller had a tough time getting that pitch to that spot last night against Moniak.
Here's Hunter Goodman, 30 home runs on the season. You know, it's not too often that when a player arrives on the field for their pregame stretch that they receive a standing ovation from inside T-Mobile Park, but that's exactly what happened when Josh Naylor took the field about half an hour ago or so. Bases clearing double last night. Goodman, a high right out to right field. Victor Robles waits for a while. 2 outs.
You feel like that relationship with the fan base and Josh Naylor has just built and built throughout these last couple of months, and for good reason. Obviously, everything he's done on the field, he's been such a huge acquisition, you know, for the Mariners. But even some of the things he says, you know, post game, I mean, we know he's all business. You know, talking about how he loves hitting here at T-Mobile Park. That's going to get people fired up for sure.
Now you saw the numbers there, batting .350 here as a Mariner. Glenn Krim is batting. 2 outs with the bases empty. 95 running fastball, 1 ball and 1 strike.
And already Luis Castillo, we talked about him finding that rhythm early. Last couple outings. He's got that good tempo.
Castillo has been incredible at home this year. A 2.71 ERA inside T-Mobile Park. And a batting average of just barely over 200 against him here in Seattle. And really what makes his recent run of 3 straight quality starts that much more impressive is that 2 of those 3 starts have been on the road. And the last time out in Kansas City, a road start with a lot of lefties in the lineup, and Castillo delivered. 2 outs, bases empty, 2 balls and 2 strikes to Krim. Shallow right field. Robles waving those pink arms with 2 hands. The Rocks setting the tone at the top of the first inning for the home half. What a run it has been for the Mariners, and by this Mariners lineup in September in particular. Randy Arozarena batting leadoff. Same lineup as last night for the Mariners. Cal Raleigh a 21-game on-base streak. Meanwhile, Julio 31 home runs. Canzona home run last night. He bats 7th and DHs with Robles and Crawford rounding out the order tonight once more for the Mariners. Tanner Gordon, young right-hander, is on the mound, making start number 15 this year.
Yeah, he's been up and down to AAA. See that 6 ERA. A lot of that right there. A lot of fly balls. Yeah, pretty conventional fastball, slider, changeup. You'll see more of the slider with 2 strikes. Changeup to lefties. Pretty stock standard, but a lot of pitches are straight. The one thing with him, much better command than any of the starting pitches you're going to see from the Rockies.
Oh, 1-2 Arozarena. Yeah, walk rate well below league average. Same with the strikeout rate. Doesn't miss a whole lot of bats, but one of his great strengths is not issuing ball 4. Randy in swing mode. Still no balls and 2 strikes. Well, the Mariners did not look great last night offensively. Cal Raleigh was very candid with champagne being poured over his head last night in the clubhouse, saying that we played awful baseball for 7 innings. And then they ended up loading the bases, and then of course the bases clearing double from Josh Naylor.
I'll tell you what, the truth comes out when you got a bottle of champagne going over your forehead. That's for sure.
Still 1-2 on Randy beginning the bottom of the first inning. This was not an easy win last night for the Mariners, but they were able to get it done. Randy's ready to hit. Just trying to move it forward now. Mariners have won 15 of their last 16 games. It has been an absolutely insane stretch of Mariners baseball. Just the 3rd time in franchise history they've gone on a run like that. 2-2. Swing and a miss. He chases a breaking ball off the plate. Lengthy at bat, 1 away. It brings up Cal Raleigh. 58 home runs for Cal. Chasing 60 on the season. He leads the majors. Also looking to extend a 21-game on-base streak.
Mariner record, switch hitter record, catcher record. Nice shoot for 60.
Gordon gets a call off the plate. 1 ball and 1 strike. Next pitch to Cal. Fly ball! Watch it fly! Cal Raleigh, how far? Wow! Number 59! Only Judge, Maris, and Babe Ruth have ever hit more in American League history. And how many have hit one up there?
438 feet. Goldie, we talk about that hit here cafe bouncing one off the glass. Well, that cleared that up to that upper deck. Wow.
Come on, Cal, show some love. Come on, Cal. Here we go, Cal. I can do this.
Pure insanity. That was unreal. I wonder if he's running out of gas a little bit, High.
Right. I was just about to say, well, you know, second half, hey, home run derby, I don't know. No, man, man, what a year. 59 and up into that upper deck.
Julio, a tag, left field, this ball gone! Cal and Julio, back-to-back jacks! Tough act to follow, even for this guy. Strike one. Naylor, 32 home runs. Julio has matched a career high.
We're talking about riding that energy from last night, getting a chance to celebrate clinching that playoff berth. Obviously a lot to play for tonight, but man, you can see him coming out. Took a big breath after last night. Two big home runs here in the first inning.
To Cal.
And this is just pitch out over the middle of the plate. Doesn't matter what pitch he's sitting on right here. Just eyes light up. 438 feet. I guarantee you that group of fans were not expecting Cal Raleigh number 59 as a souvenir.
Cal has become the 8th player in this ballpark's history to homer to the upper deck. The last to do it was Luke Raleigh. He did it last year. The first to do it was Mo Vaughn. One of just 8 to ever go upper tank right field at T-Mobile Park. One of the great takeaways from Cal's historic season is the variety of home runs that he has hit. And obviously being a switch hitter, it just amplifies that. But that was one of a kind. And it's back to work.
Now, so many people have been in that dugout, on that field, in that clubhouse, as you see him putting the catcher's gear on, talking to Pete Woodworth right there, talking about next inning.
This is laced. Does it have the height? Oh, it got out! It got out! It's the 3rd home run this inning. Jorge Polanco. His 25th home run this year. Maybe it's just going to be that kind of night.
We'll go to this team. We know about the home run rate. 51% of their runs scored via the home run. 234 home runs hit by this team this season. The record is 264 back in 1997. But my goodness. They get another look at this. Julio Rodriguez, linear into left field, into that bullpen. Hanging breaking ball from Gordon. He didn't miss it. Caught out in front a little bit. Hand off the handle. Lace 422 feet.
That nearly reached the second deck.
Man, it's just a line drive. We were both amazed this ball got out. This has been the difference for Polanco this year, being healthy. The fact he's got that extra little juice in that bat. Man, what a year he's having. 3 spot for the Mariners here in the first inning.
One ball and 1 strike to Gino. Gino 47 home runs on the year, 2 shy of matching a career best. Dribbler back to the mound. Gordon's got it. Little flip for out number 3. Well, what a start to this one for the Mariners. 3 home runs, including an upper deck job by Cal Raleigh. 59 home runs. Only the Bambino, Maris, and Judge have ever hit more in American League history. Todd and Stephanie Raleigh, of course, Cal's parents. Can you imagine what it's like for them watching this season unfold?
I have no idea. I mean, wow. I was trying to process that as we had that shot coming out of the break.
Jordan Beck leads things off for the Rockies. Obviously, Todd, America got to know well at the Home Run Derby. Both Todd Sr. and Jr. To center field, Julio straight away with room. Leadoff man sat down. Julio giving some love to the J-Rod squad. There's Ezekiel Tovar. Well, you could not ask for a better start to this one for the Mariners. 3 home runs. Cal, Julio, and Polanco in the bottom of the first. One ball and 1 strike. Luis Castillo may not be the ace of this staff anymore. He might not be the opening day starter like he once was, but if you're Dan Wilson, how good does it feel to give the ball to a guy like this in a game like tonight? Not an elimination game, but a game that you really want to get. Obviously, we know what's on the lines here, a division title. Yeah, for sure. And you know, one of my favorite interactions, Goldie, it was behind the scenes. We're down on the field. You actually pulled Luis Castillo aside and said, "Hey, I just went back and watched your game 1 of that playoff series against the Blue Jays. I just got to tell you, man, you were unbelievable." That was one of my favorite games, obviously, for a lot of Mariner fans. But watching Castillo just take the reins of any kind of, you know, when you're talking about the playoffs, any kind of momentum, any kind of tempo, any kind of, like, you know, feel when you're walking into that to play the Blue Jays in that Rogers Center. And man, he was just so dominant. You know, going back to that start in 2022. And you're right, a game like this, a chance to get that American League West division, first time since 2001. It's a guy you want on the hill. Well, he shut down that Blue Jays lineup, game 1 of the wild card series back in 2022 in a hostile environment, to say the least. And with a lot of first timers too. Think about it, right? Crawford to a knee. To first. 6 up, 6 down, Luis Castillo. Mariners take the lead to the bottom of the second. Tonight's copyrighted telecast is presented by authority of the Seattle Mariners and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Seattle Mariners. Gorgeous night, game 2. Tom Canzone leads it off. 3 home runs for the Mariners in the first inning. Second time this season the Mariners have hit 3 homers in an inning. Interestingly enough, it's the same trio both times. Couple of changeups to Canzone, 0-2. And if you're in that dugout, doesn't it just feel different when your big guys are doing big things in games like this?
For sure. And I was thinking about this, going back to yesterday. It took them a little bit to get going. They were down 1-0 there for a while until Dome can zone.
Well, this is on the barrel, splits the gap, finds the base of the wall. Canzone is into second base. He's got himself a stand-up double. That ball was tagged.
I was just about to say until he went deep last night in a 2-strike count again. 0-2. See Gordon trying to elevate, missing out in the middle of the plate. Man, he has been absolutely raking for this team this month of September. But Goldie, this game has that feel to it. It's kind of like a celebration game or whatever it may be. Last night you come in, you come home after the day off after a big series in Houston. Takes you a little bit to get going. Maybe you're pressing a little bit. You want to try and clinch that playoff spot. And now we know, I mean, they're in the driver's seat right now. Take care of these Colorado Rockies. And you mentioned it, some of you big boys come up, do what they did in that first inning. And it's all smiles all the way around.
Check swing foul. They are just underway in West Sacramento, the Astros and the Athletics. Mariners' magic number is 1. They have 2 paths tonight to winning the division, either a win here against the Rockies or an Athletics win over the Astros.
And I'm not going to lie too, after being down there last night, I was driving to the park today thinking, okay, well, how we talked about celebrating just 50%, but how hard did we really celebrate? After everyone left last night, would they come into this game a little sluggish, but not the case. Going big fly 3 times in the first inning.
That sounded like it got a piece of them, and it does. Now, a couple of hit batters last night. This is a young Rockies pitching staff.
Yeah, just trying to figure it out. And again, you get a little gun shy too when you're a young pitcher, and this is an absolute gauntlet of a lineup to get through. You have that 0-2 pitch middle of the plate, so once you get into a good count, you're going to try and expand the strike zone. Take advantage of that.
First 2 men reach base, nobody out. Here is J.P. Crawford. J.P. a grand slam in Houston on Sunday. Been swinging a much hotter bat as of late. Soft fly ball, shallow left center. It's Moniak, the center fielder, to make the catch. One away, the lineup card turns over. Well, if you want access to tomorrow's postseason pre-sale, you can sign up for Mariners Mail and 24/7 text alerts by 11:59 tonight. Go to mariners.com/insider and text the word Mariners to 24/7 to unlock your pre-sale access. Again, remember, sign up by 11:59 tonight. Here's Randy.
If there's one guy in this lineup you want to see get going here in these last couple of games before you head to October, it's Randy Arozarena, hitting 177 in the last 15 games. A couple more of those right there. Center cut. Just get a mistake.
His slump has been very noticeable, especially since he's batting leadoff and batting in front of Cal Raleigh. However, I will say, postseason Randy Arozarena makes me feel pretty good.
Yes.
On a 2-2. Just got a piece of it.
Not here. I mean, tell you what, a couple gappers though wouldn't hurt Randy, especially before you head into that postseason run, especially if he's going to be at the top of the lineup hitting in front of that man right there.
Well, just kind of chases that changeup down. There's out number 2. Our T-Mobile coverage cam. Cal Raleigh, a home run in the first inning. Now 59 this year.
And see that ball just kind of leaking back out over the plate. That's a dangerous place to be against Cal Raleigh.
Changeup down and away. Strike 1. 22 game on base streak now for Cal. Well, he just kind of gets a piece and lobs this into the corner. It skims all the way into right field. Canzone scores. Head down sprint. Victor Robles touches home. All Mariners early on tonight. It is 5-0.
Now we're just piling on here early. 5 runs here in the second inning. And this is a great sign too. Look, I know obviously Cal's been on quite the stretch. That's for sure. Last 21 games, 400 on base, 8 home runs. But when you can cover this much of the plate, you get that change of another bad pitch down. You keep that barrel on it. Drive that ball into right field. It's a great sign.
.32 home runs now for Julio. It's matched a career best. Off the end of the bat, it stays fair and goes right to first base to retire the side. 2 more runs cashed in thanks to that man Cal Raleigh. He's driven in 3 of the 5 all Mariners after 2. Yanquiel Fernandez, right fielder for the Rockies, looks at strike 1. Swinging out of his shoes at a fastball right over the plate. No balls, 2 strikes. Upstairs, swing and a miss, strike 3. Second punch out for Castillo.
A really good sign for Luis Castillo. Plenty of that swing and miss. He went through that stretch there where it's a little rocky, a lot of foul balls, a lot of pitches early on in some of the innings he was trying to cover. Wasn't getting deep into games. And he wasn't getting that pitched to that part of the strike zone either.
Here is Barnabel, the first baseman for the Rockies, batting 8th. Mariners leading 5-0. 3 home runs plus a 2-run double from Cal Raleigh. We were talking about the celebration last night and kind of what the state of the guys would be coming into today. And I think it's fair to wonder about that just because of the celebration and how late, no doubt, some guys were here last night.
You can get a little carried away, surely, right?
But if you are anybody in that dugout, especially a guy like J.P. Crawford, who's been here this whole journey, right? The era of Mariners baseball we're in right now. J.P. Crawford has been a major piece of it. the focus and determination they must have on a night like this, where they know they control their own destiny. This is a situation they have not been in before, where they are annually the chasers. And oftentimes it's, if the Mariners can win X number of games and teams A and possibly B as well lose these games, the Mariners can find their way into the wild card.
Right.
Not this year. Popped up to Naylor. 2 outs.
3 bold pizzas, each just $9.99. Start with 2 kinds of pepperoni. Then choose Mike's Hot Honey or Mike's Extra Hot Honey for a heat-seeking kick. Only at Papa Murphy's.
And not to mention, too, I mean, you got the Houston Astros, 7 of the last 8 seasons. Just dominating that American League West. You're right, Goldie. I mean, it's always been, you know, looking up at the Astros, having to deal with the Texas Rangers, having a situation where you got to do some scoreboard watching or go into, you know, like Texas a couple years ago, that series where they had to go in and they were swept in Texas just a couple years ago when the Rangers went on to win the World Series.
Polanco scoops this one up. 9 up, 9 down from Luis Castillo. Everything working tonight here in Seattle. Most popular man in Seattle, not named Cal Raleigh, is Josh Naylor. We got Naylor Sailors here. You see that last night?
I like it. Everything, man. These last couple of weeks, mustaches, sailors. Redheads. He's gone viral, by the way, our friend from last night.
How could he not? I mean, he's a Naylor guy.
Yeah. Throwing up the jersey. It would have been so much better that he had the undershirt under the jersey. I don't know if he ripped it off or he was just carrying it around. I got no idea.
He was that excited.
But if he went straight, just shirtless, you know, ripping the jersey off, holding the Naylor jersey, that would have been epic. But he reached out to you, though, on social media, apparently, right?
Well, we were wondering who he was. I mean, you can't miss him. Easiest guy to find at the ballpark last night.
I wonder if he's ticket for tonight. Out there lurking somewhere.
I mean, he's got to be part of the Naylor Sailors group,
yes,
right? On the ground out to Tovar. 1 down. Here comes Polanco. Well, it is pretty remarkable where the Mariners were before their 10-game winning streak began, and this recent run that they have used to catapult themselves to the very top of the West. Mariners have won 15 of their last 16. Now, the day before that 10-game winning streak began, which was on September 5th, the eve of the winning streak, the Mariners were 3.5 behind the Astros in the division. Here's a ground ball, backhand play, and no rip on the ball. Polanco is aboard. Arcia could not get a clean grip. Mariners baseball on Root Sports is brought to you by your local Ford dealer, home of the F-150, America's best-selling truck for 48 years. And by Emerald Queen Casino. Don't miss the biggest car giveaway in the Northwest. It's Mustang Madness at Emerald Queen Casino. Learn more at emeraldqueen.com. Well, the Mariners were the 3rd wild card team at that point. Remember, they were in this position where they were trying to track down the Astros while also fending off multiple teams behind them. They were a half game ahead of Texas at that point, and just 1 game in front of the Kansas City Royals.
Yeah, I remember doing my weekly radio hit with Dave Wyman and Bob Stelton, and trying to do the math and trying to figure out how you literally had to win out every series. You didn't have to sweep everyone, but you had to win out. And at that point, you need some luck. You know, the Astros losing a little bit just to stay in the wild card hunt when you think about it, right? Now all of a sudden they win those 2 games in Atlanta to salvage that really rough road trip Luis Castillo's on the mound too, by the way, to finish off that road trip, and looked really good on the road. And then they came home and swept the homestand. The rest is history.
You know, at that point before the winning streak for the Mariners, they were 7.5 games behind the Tigers, who had the number 2 seed.
And you look at that too and you think, well, look, the Tigers have fallen off, right? You can look at it that way, but at the same time, you can look at this and say the Mariners were in complete control, and the reason why they were able to surge this way, as opposed to where you had these 2 or 3 teams fall off. I mean, what they did on that last homestand was unbelievable. You had a couple teams, the Cardinals and the Angels, to take care of business, but there were some tough games in there, able to get those extra inning games.
First 7-0 homestand in franchise history, that one you're referencing against St. Louis and Los Angeles.
And then the question was, look, that struggled on the road, especially the second half. Can they carry that momentum onto the road into Kansas City? They came out and took care of Michael Wacha, dramatic fashion early in that game. Took 2 or 3.
Still 2-2 on Gino. This is pulled down the line and hooks foul.
We we're talking about Randy Rosarena starting to heat up. We'll try to get him hot before you hit October. And this is another guy, Gino Suarez, had that big night back in Kansas City. 4 hits and the home run. It's that breaking ball right there he's got to figure out. There's a lot of swing and miss at the moment.
Takes an off-speed pitch beneath the knees. Long at bat here from Gino. This will be at least a 10-pitch at bat before Canzone hits. Gino goes around. 2 down. Well, we were talking about the standings tonight. Chevy Equinox drive to the playoffs where Northwest Adventures began. The Mariners a 4-game lead over the Astros, who just are underway on the road against the Athletics. Tigers losing again tonight to the Guardians. They also have lost the tiebreaker to Cleveland. So the Tigers right now the 3rd wild card team, and the Astros on the outside looking in. Canzone shoots this foul. The Blue Jays and the Yankees are now tied atop the East. Yankees have won the last 2. Meanwhile, the Blue Jays losing tonight and really got waxed at home by the Red Sox. Blue Jays have the tiebreaker between those 2 clubs. Ground ball inside the bag. Polanco makes the turn. He's pedaling into third base, and he gets in there. Canzone to second, and he's safe. Rockies say take a look, but as of now, Canzone's got a hustle double.
I'll tell you what, he's just hitting everything and everywhere. This ball, now shooting this ball into left field. I'll shift him around to pull a little bit more. You can see where the baseman is. Plenty of room over there in left field. See if he gets that right foot under the tag.
Colorado's challenging the safe call at second base.
Ooh. It's a tough one.
Very close. This might be our best look.
Trying to see when that base starts to move. Wow. That's close. Will be enough to overturn it.
Always so important when it is initially ruled on the field, ruled safe. So that means New York will have to find something clear and convincing to overturn this call. Well, the fans inside the ballpark think they've seen enough. Let's make sure this call at least stands. That's a live look inside the replay review room in New York.
After review, the call in the field is overturned. The runner's out.
Canzone cut down at second base to end the inning. Memorialize your favorite Mariners moments with a commemorative ticket. You can buy customizable tickets personalized with your exact seating location. For games like last night's clinch, you can get yours at mariners.com/commemorate. Nothing in 2 to Moniak, top of the order, beginning things here in the 4th. He puts them away on 3 pitches.
A real similar pitch, the same pitch he put him away with last at bat. That slider down and in, it's got that extra little bite, gets under the barrel. Tell you what, Luis Castillo, these last couple of outings, we've said it time and time again. He's found that good rhythm. And you can tell too, in between pitches, he's bouncing off that mound. He's got that little recoil in his arm. He's got that bounce in his step.
Gino right there at third. Easy 2 outs. You know, it is amazing when you think about Castillo's career in Seattle. Talk about his velocity going down, not pitching maybe as many innings. And you look at the bottom line numbers for Castillo, and it's remarkable. Every year it's an ERA somewhere in the neighborhood of 3.5, and the starts are somewhere in the neighborhood of 30. I mean, it's the model of consistency. It has been one of the great trades in franchise history. I don't think there's any question about that.
Yeah, you're right. And just the fact that Mariners, they trade him over, they quickly extend him. It was a big deal when he got traded. It's kind of a little bit of a surprise too. If you go back to that trade deadline, everyone was talking about, you know, getting some of that offense, getting some bats. Would they give up? I remember at that point, you know, Matt Brash's name was getting thrown around to be, you know, big someone they potentially could trade away if need be, and then they go out and get the best pitcher on the market.
Well, they beat out the Yankees for him. 105 starts as a Mariner, an ERA of 3.49. On a 2-2. Julio giving some ground on the warning track, at the wall, and it's gone. It's the first hit tonight for the Rockies. Blaine Krim with a solo shot to center field.
Well, Blaine Krim, really cool story for him. He's in the late 20s, 27 years old. He was about to quit too. He was let go. He was with the Texas Rangers. He's in AAA, just grinding it out. And his wife said to him, hey, listen, just keep playing. Got a chance to sign with the Rockies in AAA. Now he's got a chance here to play in the big leagues and having a really huge month of September. That 5-run lead, give up that solo shot, just get right back inside the strike zone.
0-2 to your point. Strike 3 called. A little mini flex from Luis Castillo. 1 run over 4. Mariners in control of things early. A look at tonight's T-Mobile coverage cam. What a first inning it was for the Mariners. 3 solo home runs.
Yeah, it started like this. Number 59 for Cal Raleigh. Julio just having a ridiculous second half, and Polanco, man, what a nice surprise he has been for this 2025 season. Late signing with the Mariners right before spring training. A great year.
Three homers in the first inning tonight. 5th time in club history. 2nd time here at T-Mobile Park. And a good time for it. Up the middle, one hopper. Long throw. Arcia, it's dropped. Robles is aboard.
Man, this ball had enough hang time as it was kind of spinning right in front of Arcia at second base. Had to hurry his throw. Couldn't set his feet. Robles' speed, that's what it'll do to you.
That's an error on Arcia. Strike 1 to Crawford. Bullpen is up for the Rockies. Antonio Cinzatella is getting loose. Robles is safe. And Victor, what happened here? This does not look great.
If he looked like he pulled a muscle or something. I don't think it has anything to do with the tag. Maybe just.
It looks pretty harmless on the replay, but obviously something happened.
Maybe he tightened up or something on that slide back, that little stepping back to the base.
It looks like he's all right. Robles to lead at first base. Into right field and a base hit. Robles into third. Crawford with a base hit. Now the Mariners have him on the corners for the top of the order.
Well, Gordon's going to throw that changeup to these lefties. We saw Cal do this as well. Just go down and get it. Just doesn't have that last little bite to it to get below that barrel. We look at Victor round in second. Looks like he's moving okay. Nothing to worry about.
Nobody out. Runners on the corners. Bullpen up. Here's Randy. The opposite way. Sailing back. Sailing onto the track. And the catch is made. Robles waltzes home. It's a sacrifice fly from Arozarena. 6-1 Mariners.
Well, you feel like that just got off Randy's barrel. The fact he got to that pitch, that was well outside the strike zone. We talked about him finding something in these last couple of games to feel good about. It's been a tough stretch. You get back to the last 7, even 0-36. Just missed that ball.
Now they're going to bring on a fresh arm to face Cal Raleigh. Senzatella has been warming up. We've got a pitching change. 1 out, 1 on. 5-run lead for the Mariners. Cal Raleigh, a home run shy of number 60. He has homered to the upper deck tonight. Antonio Senzatella, the new pitcher, former starter.
He's going to be low 90s, 93, touching 95. And that fastball, slider, curveball change.
Now this crowd wants to see some history tonight. They want to see a Seattle Mariner hit 60 home runs. Jammed him. The American League record of 62 is very much in play for Cal. One. The only 3 hitters who have ever had more home runs in American League history are Judge, Maris, and the Bambino.
Who?
How often do you get to say his name? Ruth had a 59 home run season and a 60 homer season. Maris 61, Judge 62. The 1-2 broke his bat. Tovar, and really pitching him in. And there is out number 2. 60 will have to wait. And steps Julio. Julio nearly reached the second deck with his first inning home run. What a second half it has been for the Mariners center fielder. Oh, and 2. Now Senzatella really struggled as a starter. They have somewhat recently moved him to the bullpen. 2 outs and a man aboard. That's Crawford. 0-2. He does not go.
And they talked about Julio's second half. That WRC plus shot up about 50 points, just under 160. Hitting the ball the opposite field more in the second half as well.
And hitting the ball in the air more.
Yeah, that's for sure. And laying off that right there, there's a little bit less swing and miss, not a whole lot. Just more comfortable approach. All the things he went back and forth on first couple of months in that approach.
Able to lay off again.
Let's see if he challenges him right here. This Rockies team down by 5. Wasn't biting on that breaking ball. And you can see he got ahead, then he tried to get him to chase. And that's been really one of the big differences for Julio, just recognizing those pitches, having those better at-bats, forcing the mistake.
He calls time and steps out. Jump foul. Still 3 balls, 2 strikes. Wow. Julio laying off some tough pitches, laying off a pitch just off the plate, and he draws an 8-pitch walk.
Really good at bat. See, drawing that walk when you're down 2 strikes, but this is what makes this lineup so challenging. You have a guy who's on the cusp of hitting 60 home runs. You pitch around him, you got to deal with Julio, what he's doing this second half. And you got this man right after him, Josh Naylor.
Ball to strike to Naylor. Naylor's at 28 stolen bases this year. If he can get to 30, he'll be just the 2nd first baseman since 1999 with 30 bags. Paul Goldschmidt, the last one back in 2016. Ground ball up the middle, center field, base hit. J.P. Crawford, a one-way ticket home. He scores standing. Now the Mariners just keep adding on tonight. It is 7-1. Josh Naylor drives in the latest. T-Mobile coverage cam worth another look.
Again, staying up the middle, sneaking through that hole by second base. But man, I mean, Josh Naylor just continues to do damage in a Mariners uniform. And he's debuted July 25th here with the Mariners. OPS over 800.
Now his home numbers are off the charts. Don't talk to Josh Naylor about the batter's eye. I'll say, what are you talking about? 0-2 on Polanco.
Were you surprised when you heard that? Because someone said, hey, like, you know, there's always been a challenger here at T-Mobile. He's like, it's not a challenge. I love hitting it. He's backed it up. He really has.
And then some.
No slowing down.
Well, obviously it's a pitcher's park, and if you're a visitor, not only are you hitting in a pitcher's park, but you're hitting against what has been over the years one of the very best pitching staffs in baseball, so that doesn't help any.
Right.
Just got a piece of that one to stay alive. Yeah, I mean, who knows what next year will hold for Josh Naylor. He's obviously a free agent. Does he sign as a free agent with the Mariners? Does he go elsewhere? But he has a chance to carve out. Just foul. And he has a chance to carve out, if nothing else, a very short-lived legacy in this town with what he has already done. And who knows what lies ahead for Naylor and the Mariners and what moments this man might provide. "24 games as a Mariner at home this year, batting just a touch under .350 with power." Naylor is into second base. What a surprise. His 29th bag this year. step closer to 30 on the season.
And he's 18th as a Mariner. Not a huge league. You can just see him shuffling off. Sensatella paying no attention to him over at first base, getting in scoring position.
2 outs, 2 in scoring position now. Swing and a miss for strike 3. Good breaking ball. Gets Polanco. The Mariners trying to pair, but they get 2 more runs. In command of this one through 4. If you want access to postseason tickets before the public on sale, you can sign up for Mariners Mail and 24/7 text alerts. Go to mariners.com/insider and text the word Mariners to 24/7 to unlock your pre-sale access tomorrow at 10 a.m. Got to sign up by tonight at 11:59. Tovar leads it off. Top of the 5th inning. And Castillo ahead, 0-2. Only run tonight for the Rockies, a solo home run in the 4th from Blaine Krim.
I love that pitch right there. That slider from Luis Castillo. A ton of chase.
Two and two. He just blows it past him at 95 miles an hour. Out number 1. For the Ford Sports Desk, Angie, what's going on?
All right, we were wondering what was wrong with Victor Robles when he dove back into first base. Apparently, it was his belt that attacked him in the stomach area. And so what he has done now, if you will look, he took off his belt and he's got his belt buckle on the side. So there will be no more problems, guys, when he dives back into the base or slides head first.
Oh, that's unreal.
Only he can pull that off, right?
No, he doesn't dive to his left. You ever seen this before, Hyphen?
No, I have not. I've never seen that. Love it though.
I mean,
is that going to be the new thing or what? I mean, what if he goes out and hits 3 bombs right now? All of a sudden, the rest of his career, is he just going to rock it like that? Or what do you got on that look?
Truthfully, how much service time do you need to be able to do that?
Oh man. Well, first of all, they're all got the flashy belts.
The show belts.
The show belts, yeah. I mean, yeah. First of all, they're everywhere. I mean, look, the shoes. Look at that. Look at that belt. I mean, he's got the maple leaf. He's got some tridents on there.
What did you have? A Navy belt?
No, I just had the stock standard. Matter of fact, I still had the. I had the. You used to have in the minor leagues. You get, given the issued the the elastic one, right? Like the cheap one, and then you get to the show. It's the leather belt. It's like once you get that, you're big time. But I stuck with the elastic.
Strike 3 called. That kind of night. 3 straight strikeouts for Luis Castillo.
And Gold, you were talking about that velocity dipping a little bit for Luis Castillo the last couple of years. But look at the run on this pitch. That's something that hasn't faded. He's got that run that just naturally, top part of the strike zone or the bottom part, just runs in on the hands of these righties. And he's going well. He just has that extra little late movement getting off that barrel.
2 outs for Fernandez. Why'd you stick with the elastic belt? Why didn't you want the?
You really want to know?
The big, yeah. What do we got?
I was trying to keep it all in. You know what I mean?
You told us the story, and I was just asking why.
I'm like, oh man,
were you hitting the spread too hard?
I was hitting the spread too hard. I'm looking at myself. The belly was getting a little bit big. That big league spread, crushing it too hard at 11 o'clock at night. So I need the elastic belt to keep it all in. I'm not kidding. I don't know. It was that, just the comfort factor. There was a few guys that just rocked the elastic belt, but I was like, man, I got to get the show belt. But now it's on another level. Oh. You saw Victor's belt. You saw
incredible
Naylor's. Yeah, unreal.
High and outside. Two balls and 2 strikes.
And by the way, the minute these guys get to the big leagues, they've all got it. You know, it's not.
That is true.
You need some, you know, some big league time before you can rock the cool belt, but straight into it.
Swing and a miss. Luis Castillo dialed tonight through 5. Mariners in command of this one. They lead at 7-1, moving to the bottom of the 5th inning. Gino leads it off. Hearing your belt story makes me think of a random conversation I had with a former big league pitcher many years ago. He's now retired, so I think this is a safe story.
Okay.
Tommy Hunter.
Oh, yeah.
Long big league career. Mariners fans saw a lot of him with the Rangers over the course of his career. Pitched for over 15 years in the show. And Tommy, at the end of his career, his velocity started to dip, which is obviously predictable. And then he started to see his velo noticeably come back to where it was. And the Rangers were in town, and I popped over to their clubhouse, and I asked Tommy, I said, hey, what do you attribute this rise in velocity to? And he said, the double chicken guacamole bacon sandwich from Steak and Shake.
Really?
And I looked at him and I said, no, but really, what do you attribute the velocity to?
By the way, is this the first time you've ever spoken to him, or do you?
We've probably talked here and there.
Okay.
We're not buddies.
So you're, I mean,
he's no
serious
hyphen.
question, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
And
Gotcha.
he said, no, seriously, the double chicken bacon guacamole sandwich from Steak and Shake.
Right.
And I said, what do you even mean? He said, I got too skinny. He said, I need a little fat on me to be able to throw the ball hard. So he said, they had me on a diet and I couldn't throw hard anymore. I lost some weight, but I lost all the gas to go along with it. So
mass equals gas. That's what they say.
So he said he rolled through the drive-through after every home game. And just
what discipline. Yeah. Having to take that detour every night, it's tough. It's a grind to get the burger, but it's true. I hate to say it.
Down and away, ball 1 to Canzone.
You know, similar thing happened to CC Sabathia that came into spring training with the Yankees, lost all that weight, lost that velocity. There is some science behind that.
Lifted into left center field. 2 outs. I'll take you to MLB Network headquarters for a scoreboard update.
Kelly Nash here with an MLB Network studio update from Sacramento. Boy, do the Astros need a win over the A's tonight. Not the start they wanted. A Tyler Soderstrom RBI double, 33rd of the year for him, but Stros only down by 1. Back to you, Aaron and Ryan.
All right, Kelly, thank you. You know, the Mariners win the division tonight with a win here or an Astros loss. Obviously, the scoreboard here looks awfully good right now. There's strike 1 to Robles. Well, the Astros are trying to win games to get back into the wild card.
Yeah, where's their head at right now? What's that clubhouse energy like? We talk about this clubhouse here with the Mariners having some fun last night, getting to do a redo tonight once they get that AL West division. But the Astros, again, we talked about, you know, in the last 8 years, 7 of the last 8, just having that dominance. But I mean, they are in a free fall right now.
It's been too long since there has been one of those banners put up there. 95, 97, and 2001. Mariners have a chance to add something to the rafters with the win tonight.
And I've talked to a lot of Mariner fans at the ballpark and even away from the ballpark too, and they keep saying, they keep looking up towards right field and just seeing those banners and just thinking the fact there's going to be another big white banner up there with AL West. It's been a long time. You said it.
Well, there are people watching right now who weren't alive then, or were so young they have no memory of that team and are now adults.
I was in rookie ball for the Mariners, just signed. Huge signing bonus.
With your stock belt.
Yeah. Mesh jersey, faded out.
Way outside.
Throwing 100 miles an hour.
That's right. Two out, spaces empty. Now the Mariners go down in order for the first time tonight. 5 complete. Bernabel leads things off for the Rockies. Ball to strike.
Luis Castillo cruising right now. 65 pitches. Pitching here into the 6th.
Robles in right field. 1 down. Everything's so routine tonight outside of that home run from Krim. Pretty easy sledded so far. Here's Arcia, veteran infielder. Arcia came up many years ago with Milwaukee, broke into the big leagues as a 21-year-old. A lot of hype around him, especially in his early days with the Brewers. Became an all-star just a couple of years ago with the Atlanta Braves. Now 30 years old, his 10th major league season. Top of the order next, Mickey Moniak. The 1-2. He goes around. Man, Castillo has just been dialed in tonight, racking up the strikeouts. That is number 8 for Luis Castillo.
Yeah, last time he had 8 punchouts was July 5th against the Pirates. It's a combination. That slider has been filthy. And that 4-seam and 2-seam just has that extra life running in on the hands.
Fair ball, Naylor. A flip. Castillo covers. A 1-2-3, top of the 6th. Luis Castillo spinning a gem. Cal will bat third this inning. Crawford leads it off. Cal a chance this inning for his 60th home run this year.
The last couple of milestone home runs. You break the record for most by a catcher, most by a switcher. Had been multi home run games. Another one in him. Big 6-0.
You know, I have nothing to back this up than just my own emotions.
Love it.
But
I
feel like every home run that Cal hits at 60 and beyond, his MVP odds go up exponentially.
Yeah, for sure.
I feel like for the voters, and it's going to be tough, right? Judge is having a phenomenal season. Cal is having a season we've never seen from someone at his position before.
And Cal, I mean, Aaron Judge has hit 50 today as well.
Yes.
Makes it a little tougher, that's for sure.
I really feel like the two things it comes down to: how much do voters value the defense? And then simply put, how many home runs does he hit?
Yeah.
Like the one of them is easy. The other is very muddy. How much do you value the defense? Because obviously at his position and with his abilities behind home plate, he impacts the game so much more than anyone else. 3-2. Crawford strikes out. For more on that, Angie.
Yeah, I was talking to Ryan Spielberg and just kind of getting his take on the MVP race, if you want to call it that. And he was just saying exactly what you did about, what's the value of your defense. And for him, it's huge. And that's why, for him, Cal is the MVP because of what he does on defense. He says, I've never seen a great team. I've never seen a World Series team with a bad catcher.
Now, Spilly, former big leaguer and now part of the broadcast crew for the Rockies. Mariners fans have seen Spilly over the years doing a number of Mariner games on Apple TV.
Yeah, he is everywhere. MLB Network Radio.
Now there's Spilly. Oh, come on now. Spilly, it's not that cold out, man.
Yeah, let's go.
I mean, Angie's got short sleeves on over there.
I got 3/4 zip up. Come on, man. Sandals. Let's go, Spilly.
Angie is rocking open-toed shoes, by the way. I'm going to throw her under the bus. I'm like,
That's not for in-game. That's for post-game, my friends. Come on.
She's got her flippers ready.
This isn't my first rodeo. Yeah.
Cal on deck. Randy at the plate. He calls for time. One-two. Rockies bullpen up once again. Angel Chavilli is getting loose.
And a quick thought too, just on the Cal debate about the grind of catching. I mean, you go to spring training, any of these riders who are voting, if they go to spring training, that when pitchers and catchers report, and I'll be honest with you, that first week of spring training, it's pretty laid back if you're a pitcher. I mean, you throw in your bullpens, getting a workout in, whatever it may be. The catchers, I remember my first couple of years of spring training, I'm like, man, I would hate to be a catcher. They've got blocking drills, throwing, framing, getting to know the guys that are catching bullpens too.
A rope down the line. Fair ball racing into the corner. Rosarena will stand up at second base. He's got himself a double and a man on base in front of Cal Raleigh.
We'd love to see him get hot. Randy Rosarena.
The few in front of Cal Raleigh, Ruth, Maris, and Judge, the only sluggers in American League history with more home runs than Cal Raleigh right now.
I talked about all that work behind the dish, all that preparation, the extra hours you have to spend, not to mention the fact of trying to hit both sides of the plate.
Strike one to Cal. He has doubled and homered tonight. Number 59 came in his first at bat, part of a 3-homer inning for the Mariners. Broken bat pop up to third. 2 outs. I wonder if every voter was a former major league catcher.
Right.
Would Cal Raleigh be the unanimous MVP?
100%.
Because they know everything that you're talking about,
right.
Plus all the bumps and bruises, the foul tips, the fact that he's playing every day.
I think you get, even if you hit, say, 35 home runs, they'll be like, yep, that's the guy.
Inside out swing, Julio, base hit right field. Randy coming home. The throw to the plate, play at the plate, and out at home. Well, a hose in right field from Fernandez. And Rosarena out. Mariners will wait to see if they should challenge. Randy's walking off. Feels like he's pretty sure about it. Still waiting. No challenge. That's how the inning ends. We'll take a look at it going to break. The Mariners nonetheless have the lead after 6. Goodman leads it off. Castillo 6 strong so far. Just 71 pitches. Remarkably efficient. mean, think about how important it is for Castillo to give some innings today. Brian Wu would have been the scheduled starter tomorrow. The Mariners are confident he will not land on the injured list, but he will not make his scheduled start tomorrow. Unclear exactly what the plans are for the M's, but we know this: you would like to have as fresh of a bullpen as you can going into a game like tomorrow, and at this rate, the Mariners certainly will.
Yeah, and just overall too, this last 4 or 5 games as you're heading into October, just kind of leveling out that bullpen who's been, they've been pushed. I mean, not a whole lot, to be honest with you. I mean, it's kind of a good situation. We saw Andres Munoz go back-to-back days. We saw, Bizarro's done it a couple times now. You saw Gabe Spire doing it.
2-2. Robles has gotten a fair amount of action out there tonight. I think that belt buckle kind of drew him that direction. 1 out.
Win or lose, it's really about how you feed the game, right? Together, we bring more. Beef, it's what's for dinner.
Leadoff man sat down. Here's Krim. He's been the offense tonight for the Rockies. A straightaway home run. His last at bat back in the 4th. Good slider. 0-2. What an efficient night from Luis Castillo. The Rocks 0-2.
And it's that 4th straight where he's gone 6+ with 2 or fewer runs.
Doesn't get the chase. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Krim. One of 7 right-handed hitters in this lineup for the Rockies. We've seen a lot of swings to a lot of righties that have been well in off the plate like that tonight.
Yeah, it's just got that extra little horizontal run on both those fastballs too. Something we saw back the early part of this year where that ball was just running in on the hands, especially the top part of the strike zone.
He got him. Slider puts him away. It's a season high 9 strikeouts for Luis Castillo. Tonight's Muckleshoot Casino Resort Pin Report. We're looking at the last 16 games for Mariner relievers. An ERA just barely over 2. A huge strikeout rate. They're barely batting .200 against them. And of course, the Mariners have won 15 of those 16. Strike 1 to Beck. Yeah, the Mariners have had everything go right in this recent run.
I asked Justin Hollander this afternoon. I said, hey, look, when you look at Bizzardo, Vargas, even Gabe Spire having a bounce back year, I mean, would you think at this point, especially this run in September, especially too when you're running on fumes that last month of the season, were you expecting this in spring training? He talked about, bullpens are the most volatile part of your roster, the way you build it, but he just credits so much to that staff where they have that element of giving you information that you can trust and take on board. I mean, we talked about Vargas last night, just burying that 99-mile-per-hour sinker and having some kind of plan. Bizzardo with that slider and that little front door 2-seamer he's throwing out. I mean, again, this second half, you think about bridging the gap to get to Vargas, man. I mean, excuse me, to get to Munoz. They've been so valuable.
Bizzardo looks like a guy right there who's pitched a lot this year. The 2-2.
that four seam running in, slider running away. Let's get fastball upstairs, get that big swing and miss and a flex.
Castillo's pitch.
We wanted to.
Shaping up to be one of the best starts of the year for Castillo. On a 2-2.
They're just emptying the tank here with 2 outs in the 7th.
Pitch count now just over 90 for Castillo. Here comes a 3-2. He struck him out. Oh, vintage Luis Castillo tonight. 10 strikeouts, 1 lone run, 7 strong from the Rock. Our Northwest Chevy Silverado drive of the game. We take you back to last night. Mariners punching their ticket to October. Bases loaded. Double. Naylor cleared him off to give the Mariners the lead late.
And that 2-0 count fastball. Upper part of the strike zone. The travel. Huge double right there with 2 outs.
Naylor leads things off in the home 7th and takes outside. Angel Chavilli is the new pitcher on the mound.
Seeing all these bloated ERAs out of his bullpen. See some good stuff though. 97, 99. Can hit triple digits.
Now, one of the great questions in baseball is how do you build a pitching staff in Colorado?
And that's why I found it interesting. Not saying that building around Tanner Gordon by any means. He was a guy who's kind of up and down, but you look at some of the numbers, right? And the formula for going back even last 5 or 10 years was, all right, get guys who can sink the baseball, get that extra downward movement, get those ground balls, get that soft contact in a place where anything in the air you feel like it leaves the ballpark. But man, it is so tough. I mean, look at the ERA ranks this season. That's a combination, obviously ballpark, and obviously the fact that young team, inexperienced.
One thing too that you can't really appreciate till you watch a series at Coors Field, the amount of base hits that dunk into the shallow outfield.
Right.
The outfield is so vast and the outfielders play so deep that there are so many dink and dunk base hits into the shallow parts of the outfield. 2-2. I mean, think about home runs there. That's obviously a factor, but just base hits of all varieties because of just the uniqueness of the scale of that ballpark and then also the elevation.
The other part too, you're coming in from the bullpen, you're jogging in, you with the elevation, pitching at altitude, obviously it's a little tougher. Your heart rate's going to go up a little bit.
Cracked the opposite way and caught on the warning track by Beck. 1 out. Well, we take you back to that first inning. The Mariners scoring 3 runs on 3 solo homers. Here's what they looked like.
Man, this is huge. The most impressive by far, obviously, Cal Raleigh. The fact that hit number 59, but hitting in that upper deck. Julio right behind him, and then Polanco.
Are you telling me you were winded taking the mound in Coors Field?
Well, this is going back to that belt conversation we had. So I'm throwing myself to the wolves here talking about that. But I do remember coming in the first time I ever pitched there against Carlos Gonzalez, Cargo, who left on left situation. I was chugging in, and all of a sudden I was lightheaded. My heart rate was up, huffing and puffing. I was like, oh, I'll blame that on the altitude.
When I think of Carlos Gonzalez, I believe he's one of the only people ever in baseball history to hit a walk-off grand slam to complete a cycle.
Wow.
I mean, that's just all the stars align. Maybe Arenado did that as well in
nice
Colorado.
swing, man, I'm telling you.
He was a huge Griffey fan.
That's right. Remember that.
Yeah, Carlos Gonzalez, who grew up in Venezuela, he has stories of his mom waking him up in the middle of the night to watch Ken Griffey Jr. at bats. Huge Griffey fan. Three and one. Back-to-back 3-ball counts for Cheville.
Yeah, real quick on the flip side too, for some of the offense, people don't think about this. When you come back down to sea level like these Rockies, usually that game one, it takes a little bit to adjust because you're going to see extra movement.
Arcia from second base, 2 outs.
Now this is how home should feel. Lark offers 3 stunning 55 and over communities designed for living well. Learn more at legacyarc.com.
You're saying the ball just moves differently here as opposed to there?
Yeah, so, you know, obviously because of the altitude of the air is thinner, less friction. So the ball, you know, from a pitching standpoint, you're not going to have the same break on the breaking ball or even that vertical movement as well. And so talking to hitters, matter of fact, I spoke to Hunter Goodman about this early on in the year, and he said that one thing people don't appreciate is hitting at elevation when your eyes are adjusted to see, you know, a pitch break a certain way. They said it's an extra 6%, not to get too crazy, 6% on the break of the pitch. And there's things they have to put in place, you know, day 1, day 2, getting back on a road series to adjust.
Gino at the wall, gone! Number 48 for Eugenio Suarez, one shy of a career best.
And we're talking about Gino getting going. It's been a rough stretch. Oppo, big fly.
That was Mr. Mariner, Alvin Davis, down there in the dugout. Nothing and 2. And wouldn't that be something if Gino could get to 50 this year? The vibes have never been higher than right now, that's for sure. Rolled over, foul. 4 home runs tonight by the Mariners. 8 runs on 12 hits. Now just flicks this into shallow left, and it works out for a base hit. When you're hot, you're hot. 3rd hit tonight for Canzone. Back to Gino.
And talking about trying to get hot is Gino Suarez. We saw some big swings on the road. We talked about being inconsistent. The swing and miss is up a little bit. But man, you do that. Maybe it just takes that one swing to get some of that consistency. We'll just carry it out there to right field.
Oh, nice grab, man.
Yes.
Called a strike to Robles. Chopping to 3rd, one big bounce, the short way to 2nd. These two teams have played 7. Mariners cruising along out of the 8th. 8-1 ends. What a night so far for Luis Castillo. 1 run, 1 hit over 7, 92 pitches, and back out there to begin the 8th.
Season high strikeouts too, 10. No walks. Still going here in the 8th. Has not pitched into the 8th this season.
Leo Rivas out there now. Well, during the commercial break, this young Mariners fan getting a pair of cleats from Josh Naylor.
Yeah, it was awesome. Josh has made a couple of things there that they gave him balls and now gave him cleats.
This crowd on its feet for Luis Castillo. What a performance tonight. Luis Castillo, dominant effort tonight. All hugs in that dugout for the Rock, who goes into the 8th inning tonight.
Yeah, he saved his best for last 32nd start of the year. Didn't miss any of them all season long. Pitching into the 8th, 7 1/3. Season high in strikeouts.
Our Beacon Fleming called to the pin. Lefty Caleb Ferguson is on the mound.
And Caleb getting a chance to pitch here. Covered the 8th inning. 3.93 ERA with the Mariners. 18 1/3.
You got to love what Dan Wilson did there, letting Castillo walk off to that ovation with this crowd tonight. As big of a game as this is. 2-1. Could have easily got to the bullpen to begin this 8th inning, and instead letting this crowd of over 40,000 inside T-Mobile Park show their appreciation for a man who has done so much for this franchise over the last few years. Behind the back, long throw on tap. This ball is handled. Oh, what a beauty by Naylor. T-Mobile coverage cam worth another look.
Man, we saw a ball last night eat up Gino, that little top spin. This time staying with it, getting the feet underneath him. What about Josh Naylor on the other end with that scoop? You see him plant his feet and stepping into that throw. A half bounce. Great play.
2 down for Fernandez. Each Mariner starting pitcher, the projected 5-man rotation, all with a double-digit strikeout performance this year, and tonight the first of its kind for Luis Castillo.
It might be a while since he sees some action here too, especially if the Mariners can secure that bye round.
Well, you just felt really good about a guy with his resume pitching in a game like this tonight.
Yeah, for sure. And look, we talked about, a little bit of the slip in velocity last couple of years, but man, he had that extra action late on these pitches. That 4-seam running in. Slider was really good. And man, he needed that.
Two. Broken bat, and it finds Gino at third base, lined up perfectly. To the bottom of the 8th. Cal will get one more at bat tonight. He will hit third this inning. A chance for number 60. JP leads it off. A win tonight. The Mariners win the division for the first time since 2001. Ground ball. Finds Tovar. One away. top of the order. Feels different this year than 2022. Well, the Mariners broke that 2-decade-long drought to finally get back to the playoffs. Of course, with Cal Raleigh's dramatic walk-off home run against the Athletics off the windows at right field. At that point, it was just the sense of relief that the Mariners were finally back simply playing October baseball. And it felt like that in and of itself was enough.
Right.
This year, with this roster, the best roster this franchise has seen in decades. 1 through 26. You feel like just getting there isn't enough, and the players would tell you the same thing. And the difference tonight, of course, a chance to win the division, not just get in via the wild card. What a difference that feels like, too. Two and two. Now, make no mistake, the players in that 2022 team, they wanted to go all the way. They had their sights set on a World Series. But I think from everyone here, everyone watching all around the country, Mariner fans everywhere, swing and a miss for strike 3. It was just getting back to October baseball. That was such the accomplishment.
Yeah, and just getting there in itself. And this man right here, Cal Raleigh, really a first time at him. Logan Gilbert, George Kirby. Throw J.P. Crawford in there as well. First timers getting a chance to play October baseball. Things are definitely different here in 2025.
40,000 chanting MVP. Fly ball to right field. Number 60. A catcher has hit 60 home runs. Your MVP moment, Cal Raleigh. He might have just won it with that one swing.
Now, you said it early in this game. If he gets to 6-0, that illustrious 60. Very few have reached that milestone. And he punched his ticket to that MVP.
Danny Farquhar, everybody's hype man right there on the scene. Oh man, that was scary. Yikes. To retire the side. We will stay right here. Baseball has never seen a catcher before like Cal Raleigh. He is one of one.
On Goldie, on a night where you're trying to clinch the American League West Division, first time since 2001, everyone on their feet chanting MVP, 40,000 plus. You couldn't script it any better for Cal Raleigh to get to number 60. You talked about the difference between 2022 and 2025. That swing looks very eerily similar to what we saw when they broke that drought in 2022.
This has been one of the greatest nights in this ballpark's history. In 10 years, there's going to be 100,000 people saying they were here tonight.
Absolutely.
3 outs away from punching the ticket for winning the West, and Cal Raleigh 60 home runs. Only Maris and Judge in front of him with 3 games to play. Incredible.
Unbelievable. What is going through the minds of those two?
Mom and Dad here to watch it all. Oh, to the matter at hand now. Softly hit. JP. The Mariners 2 outs away from a division win. Harry Ford behind home plate.
Now, what a moment for him too. I mean, young prospect coming up, getting a chance to play, getting to be on the field in front of this crowd.
Now, this crowd has not sat down since Cal hit 60. Luke Jackson now pitching. Just misses the corner, ball 1. They're here to see the Mariners' first division title since 2001. And tonight could not have been scripted any better. One out walk to Arcia. A rare base runner tonight. Just the second base runner, in fact, tonight for the Rockies. If not for that home run from Krim, this would have been a combined perfect game through 8 innings. Moniak takes low. What will the scene be like outside this ballpark into the wee hours of the morning?
And if you were wondering if you could top last night and how special that was, getting back to the playoffs. Welcome to September 24th.
2 balls and a strike. Chopping, foul. And if winning a division championship isn't good enough, on the same night, a franchise now icon reaches the 60 homer mark and possibly cements himself as the American League MVP. 2-2.
God, you were talking about this night, people will talk about in a decade from now, but you think about decades from now, from in Mariners history, trying to top a season like this, not just for a catcher, but for any player, and what Raleig's done.
Into left field, a base hit from Moniak. This rolls to the base of the wall. Arcia sprints into third, Moniak into second. Rockies not going quietly here in the 9th inning. Well, you think about for Cal Raleigh, this home run record that he is setting this year, and of course far surpassing the record for a catcher, which was at 48 until this season. I mean, he's made that record very possibly untouchable for the rest of time.
Absolutely.
Strike 1-2. Goodman, who fouls it back. 1 out, 2 on. Oh, and 2. One out, 2 on. One and 2 now. That's way in front of home. 2 and 2. Mariners 2 outs away. Count stays put. Goodman calls for time. Castillo 7 1/3 tonight. 10 strikeouts. A 2-2. Dribbler. Ford picks it up. 2 outs. Arcia scores. 1 out away. I think Castillo's ready.
He's right back out in that dugout. Not going to miss the celebration.
One more out to get. Strike 1. Oh, and 2. The 0-2 pitch. Everybody waiting for that 27th out. Here comes the 1-2. Ball The Mariners win! Seattle, you've waited long enough. It's time to party like it's 2001. The Mariners are the 2025 American League West champions. One of the greatest nights in franchise history. One of the greatest nights in T-Mobile Park history. The Mariners have won the West. And Cal Raleigh has hit 60 home runs. Unreal. He is all yours, Seattle.
You said you couldn't script this night any better on the 89th win. Taking care of that American League West Division 23 season drought. And the Houston Astros taken care of in the last 7 of 8 years. In a situation where the huge night right here for this team. Cal hitting his 60th home run.
It feels too early to say it, but how can you not call that guy a legend? How can you not call that guy a franchise icon?
Absolutely.
Simply an amazing year for Cal Raleigh, and it has helped propel the Mariners to a place they have not been for nearly a quarter century. Perfect man for the job tonight, Luis Castillo. Dominant. His best start of the year.
Yeah, he's set for his 32nd start of the year. 7 1/3, absolutely dominated.
We'll take you down to the field. Angie?
All right, guys, thank you so much. All right, Cal. AL West champs. How does that sound, Cal?
I don't know what you said. Thank you, guys.
How does it feel to do something that has eluded this city for 24 years and win this division?
I'm just speechless. You know, this is what we've been working so hard for, and we know what this city is dying for, and we're so happy that you guys are here to see it.
You join the names Ruth, Maris, Judge in the American League to reach 60 home runs. Your parents are here to see you do it now that you have reached this milestone. What does it mean? Want me to ask it again?
Yes, please.
It was pretty cold to put your name among some of the greatest to ever play the game and reach that 60 home run mark, Cal. What does it mean? Doesn't get old, does it? That's how you have made us for most of this season, Cal, with what we have watched you do. You have basically left us speechless. But to do this tonight, the way you did it with 59 out in the upper deck to a place that people do not go very often, and then to do it in front of your parents.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what to say. I'm just so happy. I love this team. I love the city. I love my parents. Thank you for being here. And I'm so happy for our guys. We're gonna celebrate tonight. And you know, like I said, we're not done yet. So.
Last question for you, because you know, I think last night what I kept hearing from everybody on this team was we got more work to do, and it seems like this team was just even more focused tonight.
Yeah, I mean, you know, I think most people heard what I said last night. You know, might as well win the whole thing.
All right, Aaron, back up to you. Naughty, naughty Cal. Naughty Cal.
Mom and Dad making their way out to the field. What a legend.
Absolutely. I mean, whew. Again, you get the reaction from the crowd. He said he was speechless. He's getting emotional. What this means. Tonight he hit 60 home runs. The year he signs that big extension at the start of the year. He's been vocal in the past. It's all come down to this. The American League West Division champion.
Time for a family picture. Yeah, help that man up. Go easy on Perry Hill. The son of a coach, Todd Sr. Taught Cal to switch hit from the time he could hold a bat. And now that son has hit 60 home runs. Has become a franchise pillar. And has just helped send his team to an American League West championship. What is going through his head right now? Looks like Dan Wilson's getting ready to talk.
What an incredible city, but what an incredible baseball team we got. Can't thank these guys enough. What an incredible group. They fought hard the entire season, and you guys have been there every step of the way. Thank you for turning T-Mobile into one of the loudest ballparks in this league. Can't be standing out here. We got to thank ownership. We got to thank front office for doing some incredible stuff at the trade deadline to give us all the pieces we needed. And here we are on the field, ready to go. But the credit goes to these guys. They fought hard, they fought strong, and we got a lot more fun baseball ahead of us, so stay with us.
Now what a full circle moment for Dan Wilson, a Mariner Hall of Famer. And no one has caught more games in this franchise's history than their current manager, a man who was part of that 2001 team that last won the division. And now he is managing a team that wins the West and managing a catcher that is doing things no catcher has ever done. He and his lovely wife Annie, they have made Seattle their home for decades, ever since his playing days ended. And now JP's on the mic.
You guys brought the energy every day. We're not done yet, but tonight we celebrate. Let's go!
How many pictures have these three taken this year? Hopefully more pictures deep into October. This is a night we will be talking about for years to come. A night where the Mariners won the West and where Cal Raleigh hit 2 home runs to join the 60 homer club. Now just 2 shy of tying an all-time American League record.